this ideas, the way he's able to do it, and he is backed by getting the I don't know if it's the Lord backing him, because that stuff has to come to pass or what. Because, Bible prophecy is going to come to pass regardless, because it has to, because the Bible says it will come to pass. So this mind that he has that is bringing forth Starlink, the bringing forth the chips, the bringing forth all this stuff, is on a thinking that is beyond anybody I've ever seen before. The ideas and the full of the electric cars, and his mind is just does anybody else agree with this? He thinks on a way that is not normal, and all of a sudden now he's the cheerleader for freedom of speech. And so all these people are liking him. And he's like, I'm your buddy. I'm your pal. Follow me. Ha ha ha. And everybody's like, well, he's on the good side. And I pray he is, folks. But don't be deceived. He's on the good side. He's for helping Trump. He's giving him billions of dollars on stuff and everything. And maybe the guy really genuinely is good. So I don't want to judge his character because I don't know him. I just know that he is helping get forth the beast system.
The spirit behind Elon, there's a spirit behind him. And it's not of God. The man don't believe in God. He believe in having as many kids, as much sex as you want. He believe in he's getting into some of the new world order things. He's going against the government. There's a spirit behind that. And it's a spirit that people are looking over. The man has done some great things in his life.
Of course.
He's created some great things for people, for people to use every day. But the spirit behind whatever he's doing, I believe, is way darker than we're looking at.
Yeah. Yep.
So that's why we want to play this clip and just talk about how it's not going to work. And then, so what's going to be the next thing that he tries to come in and do, because this political party situation ain't going to work.
Just, he needs to stay in his lane and do what he's great at. That's the key. If people stood in their lane and did what you were great at, the world would be such a better place. Don't worry about what they got going on over there. Focus on yourself.
Hillary with the Electoral College just made the biggest political mistake of his life. The world's richest man thinks he can take down the Republican Party and create his own America Party. But the numbers are about to destroy his entire plan. And I'm about to show you exactly why this will be the most expensive political failure in American history. Before we dive into why Elon's about to learn the hardest lesson in politics, if you're new here, make sure to smack that bell and subscribe button, because we're going to expose the truth the legacy media simply will never tell you. Today, we're going to break down the cold, hard data that proves Musk's America Party is doomed from the start, and why it's actually the best thing that could even happen to the conservative movement in many ways. So first, let's talk about the elephant in the room that Elon conveniently ignores. Republicans are absolutely crushing it. They are dominating voter registration across America. And that itself shows that there's no appetite whatsoever, particularly among Republicans, for this America Party. And I'm not talking about some tiny voter registration advantage here or there. We're talking about a political tsunami across the nation that's literally reshaping the electoral map. In Pennsylvania alone, we talked about this on Friday, but Pennsylvania, the ultimate swing state, Republicans have cut the Democrat registration advantage from 630,000 voters in 2021 to just 70,000 today. It's a 560,000 voter swing in just 3 years. And even better, in Nevada, Republicans just overtook Democrats in voter registration for the first time in nearly 20 years. Florida, Republicans now have a staggering 1 million more registered voters than Democrats.
That makes sense.
But here's the kicker. Nationwide, Republicans are outpacing Democrats in registration gains by a margin of 4-1. Democrats have lost 3.5 million registered voters since 2020. Republicans have net gained nearly 250,000 registrations. So this isn't just a trend. Patriots, gang, this is a political realignment. And so this is why I don't think Elon's new political party is going to make that much of an impact on this new Republican Party.
No.
We all know what he's trying to do, right? He's trying to Ross Perot the Republican Party
I
across
remember
the
Ross
nation.
Perot.
When what he needs to be doing
I
is
remember
focusing
Ross
on
Perot.
business, what he's great at.
Exactly. That's it. It's so simple.
Put in some credits, do some mandates, make your Tesla a little cheaper. You know, do some things with the space rocks. Keep focus on your, I'm a little mindful about the Neuralink stuff because some things help the future of that makes me nervous. But focus on that. Get out this politics stuff because all you do is taking people that hate Trump and then you just give them a reason.
Stay in your lane.
Perot won 19% of the popular vote. He didn't win a single state. But what he did accomplish is he split the conservative vote and handed Bill Clinton the presidency, right? Sound familiar? And this is exactly what Musk is planning to do here. He's already said he wants to target just 2 or 3 Senate seats, 8 to 10 House districts. Translation, he wants to be a spoiler. He wants to play spoiler where races are razor thin for Republicans. So if that's the case, the only people celebrating this news of a new party is Chuck Schumer and AOC.
Oh, my God. Not them.
But this isn't 1992 anymore. And again, the Republican Party, we have to understand, they are on fire in terms of voter registration. People are not inclined. People are simply not disinclined to vote Republican. Musk is essentially trying to resurrect the failed Libertarian Party playbook.
That's what I was thinking.
And anyone who's been paying attention knows how that story ends.
Yeah.
The Libertarian Party's been around for about 50 years, and their biggest success was getting 3.3% of the vote back in 2016 with college vote, all the while the Libertarians tried to play spoiler. Because in the end, Libertarians are frankly more comfortable with the open borders and the globalist division of labor policies of the Democrats. But since 2016, the Republicans have built up the strongest voter registration advantage in decades. We're talking about a party that's gained over 1 million new voters in Florida alone. That used to be a swing state, while Libertarians can't even crack 4% nationally. And let's be honest about what Libertarians actually really represent. I'm sorry, but they claim to be fiscally conservative. But when all is said and done, they are an ideological mess that inevitably leans left. It's no coincidence the 2 most prominent members of Elon's New America Party are Andrew Yang and Mark Cuban, LOL.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I mean, you literally can't make this stuff up. It's fast becoming the party of disaffected Democrats, not Republicans. So it actually has the potential of being a spoiler for the Democrats. Here's what Elon doesn't understand and what the establishment Republicans are finally waking up to. MAGA is not just a movement anymore. It's become the mainstream of the Republican Party. A recent Vanderbilt poll found that 52% of Republicans now identify solidly MAGA. That's a majority for the first time. So this is in 2016 when Trump was fighting the establishment. This is we are the establishment now. And when you have Republican voter registration surging across the country, when you have a movement that's captured a majority of the party, when you have the infrastructure and the grassroots support, why would anyone jump ship to follow a billionaire with a God complex? The answer is very simple. They won't. And that's why Musk's America Party, I think, is destined to be the most expensive political failure in American history.
Right.
But even if Musk could somehow convince people to join his vanity project, he's got a massive infrastructure problem that his billions simply can't solve overnight. Building a political party is not like building a rocket. You can't just throw money at it and expect it to work.
Come on.
Look what happened to Kanye West in 2020, right? Despite his name recognition and Musk's own guidance, West only managed to get on the ballot in 12 states and receive fewer than 68,000 votes. And that's with celebrity status and unlimited resources.
I can't believe
Same with
68,000
RFK
people.
Jr.
Even
The legal hurdles alone are staggering. In California, a new party needs 75,000 registered members or 1.1 million signatures just to get on the ballot. Then they need to maintain that registration threshold or win 2% of statewide races. Multiply that by 50 states, each with their own requirements, and you're looking at years of litigation, hundreds of millions in legal fees.
That's why his is just an emotional situation.
It is.
And because he has the status and he has the money, he can get the rah-rah and get it started.
Yeah, but
it's all, and this is only an emotional man. And I don't know why. That's why I'm saying you focus on business, because your emotions can't take this kind of stuff.
Just because you can build a rocket or do some, outstanding, phenomenal, exceptional, technology gains for our country and even for humans does not mean that you can run the government.
You can't run the government, dog.
I mean, or even be in the playing field to be able to make the moves like a president. You just don't have it. And just because you have done great things in your area of technology and maybe even business does not qualify you to think that you could even step up to the Congress, the legislators, the judiciary. Come on. And let alone presidential.
Meanwhile, Republicans already have the total national infrastructure, the voter files, the ground game, and most importantly, the momentum. And we're seeing this already with the midterms. I mean, historically, the party in power loses seats in midterm elections. But here's the thing, Republicans are positioned right now to actually gain seats, not lose them. And it's precisely because of these voter registration numbers we talked about in Pennsylvania, North Carolina, Nevada, Arizona, all the key swing states. Republicans are either closing the gap or they are taking a massive lead registrations.
I believe DeSantis is going to be the next president. They're going to fight like hell on the Democrat side and try to throw all the Hail Marys at him, because he doesn't have the same popularity as Trump. But I believe I believe that we're going to have a conservative president for another total 12 years. Trump's and then 2 DeSantis terms, and then we're going back to the shadows.
Okay.
That's what I pray.
So bottom line, the Democrats are seeing their votes dwindle in real time, and there's just simply no more voters for them to find up to make up the difference. And then let's not forget the elephant in the room par excellence, and that's Donald Trump. Love him or hate him, the man knows how to fight, and he's not going to let some billionaire with a Messiah complex destroy the movement that he built. Trump has already signaled that he is going to war against Musk politically. And when you're dealing with a transactional president who does not forget slights, that's a dangerous game. Like Musk's
Right.
space contracts, his government subsidies, his regulatory
Right.
approvals,
That
all
all
of
get-
that becomes leverage in Trump's hands.
That's true.
The smart play for Musk would be to work within the system, not blow it up.
Exactly.
But ego is a way of making smart people do
And that's what's
stupid
running
things.
him.
So
things.
what's the solution? It's simple. We double down on what's working.
Yeah.
Republican voter registration is surging. MAGA's become the mainstream. The
That's why you
infrastructure
asked
is already
him.
built.
Whoa.
Instead of following Musk's ego trip, right, we need to focus on expanding those registration advantages and making sure every Republican shows up to vote. The numbers don't lie. Republicans are winning the registration war, winning the enthusiasm war, and building the foundation for long-term political dominance, regardless of what Elon Musk does. So what do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Do you think Musk is actually going to follow through on his threat, or is this just another Twitter tantrum? Let me know in the comments down below. Stay strong, stay informed, and keep fighting for America First policies that actually work.
I think it's horrible. I think he's really just ruining relationships. Is that it?
That's it.
I think he's just really ruining relationships and the value of the relationship that we thought he had with Trump, is he's killed it.
You know what? Let's do this. Okay. So I was thinking, man, there is a spirit behind him, and it's not of God. Although he was doing good things for our country that could be in the favor of what God wants. He also has his own agenda. The entire time, I believe the man had his own agenda in the back of his head.
Yeah.
That's why God can use you for certain things. Even though your heart is this way, he still utilize you to use this agenda, but then eventually your heart is going to show. And I think that's what was showing on the back end.
His true intentions. Because if he was a man that really walked in true character, and when it came to, you know, business and professionalism, he and Trump didn't have to be friends, you know, but when it came to being an associate, you know, or someone that dealt in business with, you know, integrity of the relationship, because he is who he is, but Trump ain't no, you know, small duck in the pond. You know, that relationship, that relationship could have gotten him in a lot of rooms that people may not even want him to be in, regardless of his money, because they don't like the man.
Yeah.
So, and there are still people that's above him. They're trillionaires.
Yeah.
One that's whole nother level. Now, I don't know where he is, but he's a billionaire, so I don't know how close to being a trillionaire he is. However, it just doesn't matter when it comes to the character. And you know, it's disappointing because, you know, I liked the relationship. Yeah. I can't really say I was very fond of him because the
lifestyle. Yeah.
Well, not really the lifestyle, just things that, you know, multimillionaires that have put out there and just now seeing this. Because I refrain from making reservations about a person that I really don't know.
Yeah.
Yet, and he's doing these things that's helping us in our country that we needed for so long. So you're like, yay, go.
Yeah.
But you're doing it with, you know, contingency based off this contract for a certain amount of time. So where did you even get it twisted that you were, you know, things were going to be forever and ever? Or what made you think that even though you were combing through, something that you had in the bucket wasn't going to get combed through too?
Right.
If the whole goal is to recoup and save money and really do what's in best benefit of this country, then apparently this credit ain't in best benefit.
I didn't think that he looked
long term.
I think he looked at, you know, the benefit that he was doing for the country, but he was also probably thinking based on the benefits of what I'm doing for the country. Trump would never look at me because look how much I'm doing for our country. So I don't know how that's going to look. It's going to keep going up and down. I really believe that. And then once his party thing doesn't work out, I don't know what's the next phase of his emotion he's going to go to, but I'm hoping he just back up. Thank you for doing what you did with Doge, and then keep moving on, making these companies better.
And so good that it was a contract in the very beginning. There was a date for his role to end. You know what I'm saying? So regardless, maybe it could have gotten extended, but you know, your time is up. What you did was this. No need for you to be here after this, because this ain't what you do.
Correct.
This ain't what you do.
Unfortunately, that happened right on the end.
Exactly. But it's just a sad thing to me because the relationship is ruined, and now this. So it's right. It really is. It really, the spirit is not one of God.
It's not.
But we already know he's not a believer anyway.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't surprise me. But I was surprised. I didn't think it was going to be him because it was already prophesied. It was already prophesied, and I was like, no, it's not going to be Elon. It's going to be somebody else.
Yeah.
That's closer to him, and not even somebody in the cabinet. I was thinking one of his, you know, right hand guys, who's another millionaire, billionaire, whatever, that he confides in. You know, I was thinking it was going to be one of those people.
Not me.
And
he was the obvious forefront. Everyone else is more of a politician. He wasn't.
Yeah.
He's an emotional billionaire. So I knew he was going to he would be the first opportunity if somebody turned.
Wow.
Okay, y'all.
What do y'all think about this?
Is this the Antichrist, and is the beginning of the Antichrist system? Well, the beast system has been going on, but did a bullet get dodged? You know, I wonder the repercussions for him on the positive end, pulling away.
And do you think that this party is going to be successful and really have a chance for 2028?
No.
I want to know what our squad says. What do y'all say? Put it in the comment section.
All right. We'll see you on the next one.
Want to know. Love you guys.
Smash that like button.